All right, Mom and Dad, we are doing e-collar conditioning today. So I'm just giving him a chance to be free for a second. Zooming around a little bit.
What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my goodness, you're so handsome. All right, so he doesn't really want to move away from me right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and leverage that and say, let's go ahead and start doing some work. So I'm gonna actually move my tripod a little further away from the street. There was a couple people here just a second ago, so I wanted to kind of give them some space. But as I'm doing this, the idea is, you notice how I'm kind of letting him explore a little bit, but I also am doing a little sniff walk, okay? So there is, the whole four windows thing is not concrete, and that's the nice thing, is that I don't have to have it be this overly structured, super strict thing all the time. It's more about being able to give you guys 10,000 different options of fulfillment, okay? So right now, you notice I'm not really being like, come on, let's go, you know? There we go. He's with me, so we're gonna start moving. Got my tripod with me. He went into Target with me to get a smaller tripod so that I could take the top piece off and use it for my big tripod. So we're gonna go out here where there's not as much noise from the road. And notice I'm just kind of letting him sniff. There's not really a whole lot of structure or expectation here. And he's got his e-collar on. I went ahead and paired it up already. And just kind of focusing on letting him check stuff out. What do you think, bud? What do you think about that, huh? You're doing so good. All right. And it is windy today, so I'm gonna be mindful, and his leash is pretty long. So I'm gonna try to be mindful of how the wind affects my tripod and the audio as well. So kind of letting him get a little distance from me. Now I'm gonna pull him. I'm gonna drag him. There we go. Good boy. There we go. And we're gonna move out here to a spot where he can have some space from everything. Tex, come on. He's like, but there's a thing. All right, this is a good spot right here. All right, there we go. So the idea here is I want to test his baseline, and I want to know the lowest level that he will respond to without having to give any sort of verbal, okay? So when you're testing baseline, the idea is not to see what causes the dog to jerk away or to yelp or anything like that. It's literally just acknowledgement. So I want you to see how subtle it is. What's up, buddy? Okay, all right. So that was a 5. All right, did you notice how quickly he came to me? Okay, so that means at 5, he can feel it, okay? In the home, his baseline might be like a 2 because there's not gonna be as many environmental distractions. But out here, there's birds. There's literally birds that are 20 feet away that he could totally get to. He's just not trying to right now. So the idea that I want here is movement in a big open space to make sure that the dog understands, how do I perceive the e-collar stem, and do I know that it's okay to move away from me? Because the last thing that I want is a dog that's just glued to me all the time. I want a dog who's able to go blow energy into the environment, okay? So we're gonna work with this kind of using a similar approach to the yo-yo game, okay? You notice I don't have any food on me. I don't have any toys. This is just gonna be physical touch, all right? He's totally fine with that. He's done it all day today. He hasn't taken a single piece of kibble from me. So a lot of times people will say, well, why don't you use as many rewards as other people? Some dogs are not used to this. So their emotional state does not allow them to accept food, and that's okay. You don't have to force it. You don't have to make the dog eat the food. that would be kind of silly. So he's doing really good. Just kind of out here existing. He's got a smile on his face. Right now he's just taking in energy from the environment, and that's a form of freedom, but it's also a form of rest. Okay, see how we're blurring the lines between freedom and work, and freedom and rest, and freedom and play? So now it's kind of just like this is a state of being. It's just calm. He's in the arousal state that I want him to be. That's really it. You're doing great. You're doing good. Give him a little distance here. I'm gonna tap that e-collar. Yes, good job. I literally tapped it one time. That was at a 5, okay? 3. Tap, tap. Yes, good job, buddy. Notice I'm letting him drag the leash this time. There's a whole family coming up right now, and he's doing totally fine. Good job. Very nice. Hi. What are you doing? What a good boy. Come on. Just want to be with Uncle Matt, huh? It's okay too. We might take a little walkie here in just a second, okay? So the idea is right now I have 0 positive leash control at all, 0. And he knows that this is on, and that he knows that I know how to get him to me, okay? So if I just go tap, tap right there. Yes, good job. Good. Nope. Stepping on the leash. Tap, tap. Yes, good boy. There you go. Tex here. Yes. Don't go on that side. You're gonna break my tripod. There you go. All right. Good boy. So there was a guy running, and he was like, ooh, that's really interesting. I don't know. Do I need to do something about this? And he started running toward him. And I said, nope. I gave him a couple taps, and that was just at a 5, okay? So this is a pretty high distraction area, and you saw that his reaction to me, his response time was much slower whenever I need you to come away from the tripod. I do not need this to break again. His response time was much slower. So now that he knows how to turn it off, I'm gonna now double it. I'm gonna go to a 10, all right? And I'm gonna try to only use it if he blows me off, okay? So this time I'm gonna stop trying to use it every single stem, okay? So he sees people, he sees the distraction, I'm moving away. Tex here? Yes, good job, buddy. Good job. Nice. Free. Go do whatever you want for a second. Good job, buddy. Just kind of letting him exist around here. Nothing insane. Hi. What do you think about that? Okay. So again, he responded immediately. There was no need for a stem. He has not experienced that 10 in this environment yet. Okay. So I'm going to drop that leash down. He sees a person. Let's go. Good boy. Good job, Bubba. No. Tap. Good. Okay. So that was 1 tap the whole time. Tap right there, okay? You can tell that that is aversive to him, meaning it's not painful, but he does perceive it as a correction or punishment or an interruption. Those semantic differences don't really matter. It's, hey, I'm looking at the thing that's really none of my business, and I'm gonna go, no, you don't need to pay attention to that, and I just give him a little tap, okay? He just noticed that there's 2 robins that are like literally 20 to 30 feet right there, and there's another one that just flew off. And he just realized there's a robin right there. This is so exciting. And then there's two little Frenchies that are walking up too. So he's seeing those things, and I don't want to hold him back from him. I want to see what his natural organic response to those things is first. And so I have to be curious about this stuff in order to make sure that I know exactly what is happening emotionally, okay? So right now, I'm not gonna change the camera, but I'll move him away so you can see him. Tex. Tap right there. Good, that was just a 10. Good job. Nice. Okay, I want you to see kind of his natural response here. With curiosity. The tail is nice and relaxed. No arousal. There's nothing going through his head. He's not planning or plotting. He's just experiencing life as it is, okay? We're gonna watch that body language a little bit and just enjoy our sun. Enjoy the breeze, enjoy the grass, enjoy the sounds and the sights and the smells. Nice job, buddy. And I don't have to have him constantly glued to me, looking at me all the time in order for him to be giving me the reaction or the response that I want. I actually want him to do exactly what he's doing, where he's just standing there. He's taking in energy from the environment, okay? So, just so you can see why I'm so proud of him. Two little cute little Frenchies over there. Good stuff. Really good stuff, okay? They're minding their own business, he's minding his, okay? Now I'm gonna give him a recall. Text here. Tap. Yep, good job. I know, right here. So, I'm only using it now if he doesn't immediately respond, okay? So as you start to go through your conditioning, the conditioning does not take long at all. It really doesn't. He already knows that when you feel the taps at baseline, you come back to the handler, okay? But if you never are willing to go up and to go corrective, then the dog will blow you off. Because my goal is that I don't want to have to use this forever. I want an immediate response. So I want to build a muscle memory that says, as soon as you call me, I'm coming to you. That's predictability. That's dog training. I say something, you do something, and you follow through with it. It's mandatory, it's urgent, and it's permanent. So he didn't immediately just leave my side. Okay? Good job, buddy. All right, go. Go do something else. All right, so we got a dog that's kind of distracting now. We're just gonna let him have an experience. Good job, okay. Very nice, okay. I did not tap that one time, all right? That's the thing is, I don't need to constantly police him and constantly be on top of him, micromanaging, helicoptering, and parenting him constantly. I need to be able to show him that I trust you, buddy. So you notice that when he was uncomfortable, he came back to me. That is how I know that this stuff works. And that's why the people that want to demonize an e-collar, because they say there's a different way to do it that works or whatever, I haven't seen that, first of all. I would be open to someone showing it to me, but I haven't seen that. And B, this is having a really profound effect on his level of calm and his level of independence. So now he wants to go zoom around and he's like, hey, let's go, let's do this. Come here, buddy. Good job. No taps necessary. Good job, Bubba's. So you notice that if once he sees that there's a correction possible, then obedience is probable. And if correction is possible from anywhere, then obedience is probable everywhere, okay? Now, does the same apply for payment? Absolutely it does. But this is what balance training is about, is actual balance, where he actually does know the meaning of positive marker words, but he also just as much knows the meaning of negative markers that say, no, if you keep down that path, you're gonna find that it's not reinforcing, right? At the very least. Now, there's a difference between an interruption, a correction, and an aversive, okay? So once I've conditioned that, now I'm holding him on my pinky. There's a pretty high drive dog coming at us from my 10 o'clock right now. He's gonna have a response. So I just want to show you what his response is first. And I wanna see what he does naturally. I want you to see too that I'm not doing anything. Okay? What is his natural response? Just watching him. Good job, buddy. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Yeah, nothing. Literally nothing. I didn't have to do anything. And that's the thing is, I think people get a little, look at that. Look at that. That is emotional regulation 101 right there. Excellent work, bub. Very nice. All right, so this is the stuff that I try to tell clients all the time, is that I think that they have a hard time understanding what do you actually do with the e-collar. And my response is very little. I mean, I would say that I use the e-collar 1 or 2% of the time for behavioral stuff, but it's not to correct the dog for the behavior. It's to build relevance of the thing that we already trained. I'm going to say that again. It's not to correct the reactive aggressive behavior. It is to instill that, hey, you don't go chase off after other dogs. You actually, what do? You stay close to me, right? So if I am not able, as a balance trainer, to use payment, pressure, prevention, and punishment in some way, then the dog is not finished. They're not done, which is why a lot of people that come to me have already been through a bunch of other training through other ideologies. Okay, I don't use an ideology, I do what works, but I call it holistic because nature is balance. Nature will correct this dog eventually for the behavior that he's shown in the past, but nature also is very blunt, right? So how does nature correct a dog? Well, it kills or maims them, it euthanizes them. So if for me, I don't want the dog to get to that point. I want to put a stopper in before they get to that place, so that the dog goes, okay, all right, I see what you're working with here. And then if I can make that handler centric sometimes, and also universally centric, where he's just out in the backyard, he's barking, he's losing his mind at the neighbor dogs, and he's losing his mind at the neighbor dogs, and holy crap, that guy needs some work over there. Then I can sorry, it's really distracting. That dog is tugging on that leash so hard. Oh, I want to say something. Anyway, if he's out in the backyard and he's zooming around and he's barking nonstop at the neighbor dogs, or he's eating poop, or he's going up on the patio couch that he's not supposed to be on, I can also depersonalize a correction, a very low level stim for a dog that's like that, and he's not associating it with me. So is he getting the stim? Yes, but I'm intentionally creating suspicion with jumping up on the couch, with barking at the neighbor dogs, with eating poop, with digging holes in the backyard. So I can intentionally create suspicion just as much as I can assign that suspicion, or that not suspicion, but I can assign that correction to myself instead of assigning it to the universe or something that's unseen. Okay, so as people run by, as they walk by, this is the response that I'm getting. I mean, look at that adorable face too. What a good guy. You're doing so good, buddy. Just chill. This is who he really is. You remember when he bit me in the consult? I said, we don't even know who this dog is yet. And I meant that. And what I specifically meant by that is, I can see who this dog is in my head already. You know who he is when he's being good. You know he has the capability for it. He just needs to know that you're going to make the things that you want him to do inevitable. And that's why if you don't mix pressure in with your training, then the dog is not bulletproof yet. They're not, in my opinion, they're not done, okay? I have no problem with positive reinforcement, and I have no problem with using treat, toy, touch as a reward. But if you're of the ideology that is the only acceptable use in dog training, then you haven't seen enough yet. You just haven't seen enough, okay? A lot of people would say it's stupid. A lot of people say that you're an idiot or a moron or whatever. I don't believe that. I think that you're probably a very smart person if you're a force-free or a positive-only trainer, and I think that your heart is in the right place, but you haven't seen enough yet, okay? You haven't worked with enough dogs. All right, so in a second, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move around a little bit. We're gonna get, he's obviously doing fine about 40 or 50 feet away from a distraction, but we need to see how he does with like 5 feet away. We need to see what he does with a couple feet away. We need to see if he's capable of being introduced to another dog. That's not always appropriate. In fact, I think it's probably one of the worst things that you can do is introduce your dog to another dog on the leash. But I just kind of want to see what he's capable of. So anyway, what do you think, bub? You just chilling? You enjoying your sunshine? You're doing such a great job. Look at that handsome boy. Look at that good boy. So remember, if you go back and count, I have given him stem, I think 5 to 7 times since I've been out here, if that. And it's been on a 5 and then a couple times on a 10 to show him, hey, if I say something, you actually have to listen, okay? So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna move closer to this little bend down here. Come on, let's go. Good job. No stem. I was ready to give it, but I didn't have to. Good job, buddy. You're doing so good. I know you don't like the tripod. I think that's actually part of the reason that he nailed me in the consult was because he was like, what is that thing? What is that tripod? So there are birds right there. I mean, he can reach that bird 100%. And he's like, whatever, I'm good. I don't need to do anything. Good job, buddy. All right. So as we're working with inevitability, my number one concern for this particular dog is that he understands that we can have fun, because inevitable is not hard for me. It shouldn't be hard for anybody, but people make it harder than it actually is. So it's about relevance, but it's also about respect. Okay, so I'm gonna move him around a little bit. Let's go. Yes, good boy. Good job, Elvis. Good boy. All right, nice job. Just moving him around, okay? Natural reaction.
That's a pretty dog.
Thank you. He's being very good right now.
I can tell.
Yeah, good boy.
Are you
Good
training
job.
him?
Yeah, I'm a dog trainer.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Right on.
Good boy. See that little foot? See that little foot?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
I trained my dog when he was a puppy to go on puppy pads, like just inside, you
Yeah.
know? I take him out all the time, but I just didn't, he's small enough. So I trained him and he's done so good. But I just started using reusable ones instead of the throwaway ones. And the ones that have like the pictures on them, he doesn't want to go on those. Do I?
The pictures?
Yeah, like there's pictures
Good boy. What do you think about that, buddy? Huh? What do you think about that little guy? Huh? What a good man. Okay. Good job. Okay. So that's the thing, is I didn't manage any of his behavior during that whole interaction, not one time. I didn't give him a single stem. I didn't give him any leash pops. I literally just ignored him. It's like farm dog mode. It's like just, you know, mind your own business, basically. You don't have to have any opinions, thoughts, emotions, actions about anything. Okay? All right. That was really excellent, buddy. All right, so the big snuffleupagus looking dog that it's probably a Newfie poo is coming up and is very aroused, okay? So I won't be surprised if he has some sort of reaction, but I'm not going to, he's looking toward what I am doing. So I want you to notice he'll kind of look at me a little bit like, what do you think about this, Uncle Matt? Okay, so he notices. Good job. And again, I'm just on a 10 right now.
No, bad boy.
Good job, buddy. I'm not gonna recall him or anything, okay? I hope you can see him there. That was freaking awesome. That was great, because that dog is highly, highly aroused, okay? Runners are another thing. He something about runners really bothers him. There's a couple running with a kid. Farm dog mode. Chill, chill, chill. I wish I had the sound box with me too, that you could hear when I'm doing stuff, so that you could know I'm not just being a liar. But I'm literally not doing anything. Okay, kid with the bike. And I've been saying good job and petting him and stuff like that in the past. And this time I'm literally just not gonna acknowledge it even. It's literally just saying, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, dude. Okay? That's how we generalize that, hey, this is just how it is all the time. It doesn't matter what the dog is doing, it doesn't matter what the person is doing. It has no, see those birds over there? It has nothing to do with, like, if I am constantly marking and rewarding all the time, then he's gonna think, oh, I need this constant praise and stuff like that. I really don't want to do that, because I want it to be where you guys can just chill. This is a dog that you could start taking to a patio restaurant. This is a dog that you could start taking to events. You could take him to, you know, Mule Day or something like that, and he's gonna be fine. You can take him to Buck and Board there in Columbia is a good spot that there's a lot of intersection of activity, and I think he's gonna do freaking awesome. So he's giving me all the information that I need to know that tells me he's just about ready to go completely off the leash, and that probably freaks a lot of people out. But what people don't understand is that, especially for aggressive and reactive dogs, they have to be able to run off leash at full speed to do that biological fulfillment, okay? Dragging the leash is pretty lame a lot of times, okay? Good job, buddy. That's a guy that really bothered him earlier. He was kind of triggered whenever he came by, and he's doing great. All right, we're about to wrap it up. We're sitting right at almost 30 minutes here. Good job, bub. Just gonna walk up and pet him for a second. Good job, buddy. Excellent work. Okay, so it's time to actually take a walk, and I probably am not going to take my tripod with me, so I'll go set it up over there next to where the trash can is. And I've never had it stolen before, but you know, there's first time for everything, as they say. So what I'm gonna be doing is alternating between the leash, holding the leash at the very end and holding it at like a normal leash length and letting just the rest of it just drag. And we're gonna move around a little bit and we'll go splash around in the creek. You wanna go to the creek, buddy? Yes, you wanna go to the creek? You sweet boy. What are you doing, you sweet boy? Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing? You are so cute. So handsome. All right, so he's off the leash now. Tex here. Yes, good boy. Good job. No stem needed. Hi. You're very lazy. Yes, you are. You little shit. I love you. Oh, yes, I love all. All right. Let's go put our tripod away for a second. And I'm not huge on editing videos, so I'm probably just gonna keep this rolling. Apologies in advance. A lot of people tell me to, you probably should edit your videos and, put like I'll put captions on there and stuff, but they want me to like cut it up and speed up certain parts and put graphics on there and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, I don't have time for that. That's me comparing myself to other trainers, and I just don't do it. I do me. So there's a bird literally right there. Get that bird, dude. I would give it to him. I would be like, get that bird. I don't care. I'll let you do it. All right, I'm gonna leave my tripod here. You ready? We're gonna leash drag. We're ready for it. Come on, biggie boy. I'm gonna step on that leash because he's moving opposite me. And he's gonna turn back around. Oh. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on. Good boy. Go ahead and drop it and use that leash drag. He is really interested in something. He's like, but there's a thing. There's probably poop. People let their dogs poop out here all the time. Checking it all out, huh? Yeah, you checking it all out? Good job, buddy. Good boy. Good job, my man. Hi, Boogie Woogie. Hey, how are y'all doing? Good. What's your dog's name? Augie. That's such a great name. Y'all have a good day. Thank you. Come on, Bubba's. Okay. So I want you to notice how I move on the trail. He's supposed to be on my left, which he is. He's supposed to be in heel, which he basically is, a loose leash walk position. Anywhere behind me is fine. And if I see someone coming up, let's go. Tap, tap. Come on. I just am vibrating there. Come on, bub. Yes, good job. So as people come onto the trail, I just give myself a little space from the distraction, okay? Just let him explore. If he's not comfortable, tell him, give it some space, bro. You always have that option. Let's go, let's go. Come on. It's also nice because he has a little back pressure. So he's able to start getting used to that leash dragging. Come here. Come here. Let's go. Good boy. Good man. Good job. Nope. Let's go. Good. I tapped there. All right. And we're still out of 10 here. Good job. Making my own trail here. What do you think, bud? What do you think? You're being so good. Easy. I gave a little tap. Nothing crazy. Good job. Do you need to go poop? Looking for a spot to stress shit? He had some really nasty poop earlier. Tex here? No. Okay, that was a 20. All right. I still keep walking in my direction. I give him the negative marker. He gets the punishment. All right. Corrections can be aversive, but not painful. Did you hear him yelp? Did you see him jerk his head or anything? No. Doesn't have to be painful. But it does need to interrupt the thought process. So if he starts blowing me off, I'm going to give him it's like if he's easy, tap, tap, right there. Okay, that was a 20. I saw it was on a 14 when you guys gave it to me. When I turned it on, it was still on a 14. Always test baseline. Always go into the environment, set at the level that you will need to give the highest level of correction. Good job. You're doing so good. Yeah. You're doing great, bud. You're doing such a good job. And what I mean by that is easy, tap. Yep. He goes, oh man, I want to forge so bad. You hear the leash dragging behind you? So this is what's kind of interesting too. You notice that big long leash, it's 30 feet, is dragging there. I'm gonna move away from him a little bit and tap. Good job, buddy. That was just a vibrate. And I can use that vibrate to kind of course correct a little bit and get this nice little pull right here. Good job, buddy. You notice that little pull that he just gave me? No. Come here. Good job. That was an electric tap. Good job, bub. This is not freedom. This is not super fun for a dog, so this is not everything, but it can kind of be addictive when you start to see that you do get a good amount of control and compliance. So kind of like free shaping when you start doing the yo-yo game and seeing how much the dog loves it, how effective it is, because it's actual training. Good job. I just tapped the vibrate there. Speed him up. Come on. That time I didn't do anything. Good job. You're doing so good. So that's the thing is, I want to make sure that I'm not doing things for me, but for clarity and kind of where the dog is training wise. So it can be really addictive to like feel like, oh, I have this control and I'm going to use it a lot and everything, but the goal is actually to not have to use it at all. I want to actually get out of using it. I want to just let him be free. Good job, buddy. Good boy. You want to go see the water? Oh, you want to go see the water? Let's go. Let's go do it. Let's do it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, Bubs. Check it out. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, so happy. Go in there. Enjoy it. Look at that, bud. Please lay down in that. That would make me so happy. You want to lay down in it? So I'll stop the leash before he goes too far, but he's loving it. Good boy. You want to lay down? You like it? What a good man. Good job, Bubs. Good jackpot type reward for the Jerry Irwin Park. JEP for the win. Good boy. Oh, you like that? Yeah? What do you think, buddy? You want to keep going? All right. I didn't give any stem there. I just kind of moved away from him. He's like, all right, I guess it's time to keep going. You want to check some stuff out real quick? Check it out, buddy. A little exploration. I love this little barn. There's a little silo thing somewhere. I can't remember where it's at, but it started falling apart recently. Do you need to go poop? You gonna stress poop on my leash? Please don't, please don't, please don't. Oh, you missed it. Yeah, he has been very stressed. Yep, you see that poop? It's very stressed. Yep, you pooped a little bit on my leash, so I'll have to wash it, but that's okay. Good boy. That's why emotional state is, I mean, he had this poop before we started doing any real work. So, just for the haters, so you know, I have a video to prove it. First session of the day, really of the whole training session, of the whole training visit. Yeah, good boy. He had diarrhea. So, I think it's just where I board. Let's go. Come on. Where I board is at a vet, and there's a lot of noises and lots of dogs and maybe some potentially negative association. I really don't know. Can't really know. But I'm looking forward to the day when I can kind of have my own place and have the dogs boarded with me and do lots of biological fulfillment and engagement, and play and fun. Tex, here. 2 seconds is all you get, and then I start tapping. Let's go. Come on. Okay, this goes up. Let's go. Yep, that's higher. Yep. All right, for reference, it's a 30. Good boy. All right, we got some peeps coming up, so I'm just gonna stop for a second, take a little break. Good job, buddy. Good job. Okay, let's go. Good boy. You like it when I walk with you? Easy. Let's go. Good boy. I think you like that side. Yeah, I think you do. You go check some stuff out. Good job. He's just having a good time just being with me. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. No, none of your business. Good job. There you go. No stem, nothing needed there. All right. Now that we're enjoying ourselves, easy, tap. Yep, that was an aversive, okay? Just for everybody to know, he has to know at some point that I will interrupt that thought process, okay? Good boy. Come on. Let's go. Good. We can always move away. Good job, buddy. We can always give distance. We can always give space. Very good. Let's go. Good boy. Yeah. What a happy boy. Oh, yeah. It kind of surprised you a little bit, didn't it? It doesn't have to be painful. I don't think that was actually painful, but I could probably put it on me and feel that 30 for myself and know that for sure. I'm going to speed up and vibrate to speed him up. Good boy. So it doesn't have to be painful, but if it's aversive and he needs it to be, then I'm going to let it be aversive, and he's going to find that correction on his own. Come on, Boogie Boog. Vibrate, speed up. He's going to feel like he's being left behind, which is kind of the point. I want to create some spatial pressure here. Let's go. Good boy. See some hustle, bub. See some hustle. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Good man. All right. What do you think? We're almost halfway done. Yeah, you're doing so good. So the next time, the next session that we do here will be just with him dragging the leash. Just a regular old leash instead of the long lead. Because he's demonstrated to me, if I don't like something, if something makes me uncomfortable, if I don't understand it, or if I'm fearful of it, easy. Get back. Yeah, you got to pay attention. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. That doesn't make me feel great. Yes, I'm codependent, okay? Yes, I'm a little bit codependent with this guy. I like him. Good boy. You're doing so good. Shoot. What was I saying? Oh, next time that we do this, I'm probably going to just let him drag a leash, because he's demonstrated to me that if he doesn't like something or if it makes him uncomfortable, I can always give it space. Good boy. Come on. Speed up. Come on, come on. Tap, tap, tap. So as I speed up, good boy. And I tap that vibration, good boy. Then he speeds up right there with me. Come here, Boogie. Come here, Boogie Woogie. Good boy. Come on. Good job, bud. My man. Look at that. No, over here. I didn't even do anything. Come here. Good boy. Oh, you know what? I was holding the remote with the same hand that I was holding the phone with. So I think my phone was pressed against the button. Poor guy. Oh, you poor baby. Yeah, you're just such a poor little baby. Come here, little boogie woog. What's you doing, you handsome boy? What's you doing? My guy. Look at that good boy. So there's birds in there. There's squirrels. And he hears them and he wants to see what's going on. And I told him no. Come on. Speed up. No stem. Good boy. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. You're a good boy, boss. You're a good boy. If I only had, let's say, 15 minutes a day to work with a dog, then what I would do is I would walk the dog in a structured walk. That's the first part. I would walk the dog in a structured walk to the spot that I was going to give him freedom in play. And I would walk him back, obviously. That counts as work. So work, check. Freedom would be, once I get there, I drop that leash down and I let him zoom around and blow energy into the environment for about 5 minutes and chase squirrels and birds and, you know, do dog shit. Dig holes, climb on stuff, run at full speed off leash. And then about 5 minutes in, I would say, hey, you want to play? So I'm going to give this person and dog some space. Let's go. Good job. And I would say, hey, you want to play? And I would pull out that tug. Come here, Boogie Woog. Come on. And we're going to play for 5 minutes too. You know, we're gonna give him some time to express energy and drive into me. All right. So notice, no hands on the collar, no hand on the leash. I can show him what is relevant by moving away from it and giving it space, okay? Now, I can also educate myself on cues, okay? For example, that lady's wearing a big ass coat in the middle of a 60-degree day, okay? Level of exposure to the outside world is probably very low. The dog is also going absolutely apeshit, pulling nonstop on a retractable. Nothing wrong with that, retractable, but you know, you can kind of tell when you're approaching people, how much space do I need to give to their crazy? Because I know that our crazy is under control, right? When you're in your car and you're driving on the interstate and there's someone weaving all over the place, the best thing to do is give that person space, right? You could stop, obviously, you could slow down, but that's not going to help you get to your destination, okay? So when I think about reactive dogs, I think also a lot about road rage and reactive drivers. And it's really easy to see why dogs and people get to that point, you know? So, have you ever been in the fast lane and someone's in front of you and you just get real close to them and you're flashing your lights at them and maybe you bump your horn a couple times and you're like, bro, this is the fast lane. Well, that doesn't usually work. In fact, it usually pisses them off. They usually slow down. Sometimes they'll move over if they're, you know, copacetic. Sometimes they'll move over. Usually they get really upset with you, brake check you. Nothing good can come of that. So what I usually do is the Christian thing, as my grandma would say, to do would probably be to give that person space. And then after a few minutes, if it's just like really bad and they're, yo, come on. If it's, that was just verbal, no stem, easy. Then I might flash my lights one time, you know, like just be like, hey, just so you know, you're in the fast lane and you're going 70, exactly the speed limit. You could probably ride in the other lane, you know? But the only way to show the person that you're willing to work with them is to give them space. Space is respect, okay? So notice right here, that little spatial pull as I step off the path. Let's go. Tap right here. Yep. Close that distance. Good boy. All right. So something else has happened also while we've been out here is that he has been sensitized to the collar. It was on a 14 before. It's on a 15 now, and now a 15 makes him wince. So we're gonna go back down to a 5. We'll do a 7. How about that? Just slightly above baseline. We'll fold our tripod up here, and we're gonna get our butts out of here. You wanna go do some cool shit? You wanna go rest? Come on, buddy. Nice job. I'm just gonna let him drag this out. Just checking the environment a little bit. Make sure there's no dogs or anything out here. Nice job, buddy. All right. Excellent work. And he is gonna be very glad to get back in the truck again. All right, one take is all it takes. Apparently I don't do things in more than one take. Good job, buddy. And yes, I'm letting him drag his leash all the way across the parking lot. I don't care. Hop in there, bud. All right, let's take that leash off. Good man. And we'll leave the e-collar on for just a little bit longer. Let's get all those leashes out from under you. Good job, buddy. All right, so we've worked a little bit in work. We've worked a little bit in play. We've worked a little bit in freedom. Let's do some rest, okay? Let's go rest. Let's just hang for a little bit. Sound good to you, bud? Uncle Matt is exhausted. What a good boy. So proud of you. Yeah. Good boy. All right. Proud of this guy, man. He's a very, very good dog, which we knew. We suspected at the very least. Just because a dog puts teeth on doesn't mean that they're aggressive or reactive. It means they're serious, they'll commit to it, but sometimes it just means that they need that fulfillment. Okay? Love you guys. Talk soon.